Yo, 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 what's up, y'all? Welcome to another week of Taking High Ground Live. We have a lot to talk about, a lot of great conversations. What's good with Jonesy? My name is Rob. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. How you doing?
Pretty good,
Oh,
pretty
what's up,
good.
JT, Pokey Palms, Inkira, Wayne,
Man,
Warfighter? What's going on, guys? Yeah,
squad in here.
have you been playing?
Yeah, well, rocket racing.
Oh, really?
I officially hit my ceiling though. I'm almost positive I'm not gonna make it out of elite. So so that has been I think I hit my skill gap ceiling. We'll see how it goes with the first season. But elite, bro, like you lose 4% for coming anywhere from six to ninth. After that, you lose like I think it's you might lose 7% if you come in 12th, something along that lines. And
Dang,
then
so
you have to get
you literally have to like
yeah,
place. That's
you,
crazy.
yeah, first, second, third, fourth, you might get a percent. But yeah, and even first place you get 3%. So yeah, so I'm an elite rocket racer. That's as high as I'm probably gonna get for this one. But yeah,
That
it's been
sounds
fun,
intense.
bro. How about you?
I haven't been playing too much this week. I was playing last week. I've been more focusing on work and stuff like that. But also I'm not playing controller anymore. So
Yeah,
it's like I'm already like elite or champion. I can't remember. Elite, I think,
yeah.
in like battle royale. But I'm mouse
Hmm.
and keyboard now, so it's like I'm not going any
Yeah,
higher. It isn't
yeah.
happening. So I need to keep practicing. I just been looking at the market and working on the website. What's up, Matthew? Dill, get hype. Um, so I know
Matt.
we were talking about this a little bit. I don't know if you want to jump straight into it or you've had some news to talk about.
No, we good.
So earlier tonight, I hit Rob up and I was asking him about like Jonesy stuff, and someone else was asking me like, "Hey, is this character Jonesy?" So I thought it'd be a good like time to think, "Hey, what Jonesy cards matter, and do they matter because they're Jonesy, or do they matter because they are important in game?"
Hmm.
So we tried to pull together as many Jonesies as we could in a short notice to kind of like go through them and see what you guys think. So I'm gonna throw them up here on the screen. All right, let's start with the first one. How do you feel about now? Not all of these are cards, but when they are cards, we'll talk about them.
Yeah,
Agent Jones. How do you feel
Agent.
about
I mean, Agent Jones is top tier. I mean, although he's not Jonesy the first or recruit Jonesy, he's probably the most wearable Jonesy in my opinion. And I think he represents the fight between the IO and his time at the IO and things like that. So yeah, I like Agent Jones a lot.
so I know we were talking about putting together a way to collect Fortnite cards. There's multiple ways. There's like collecting master sets. There's collecting your
Hmm.
favorite skins, recreating your own locker, things like that. One of the things that we were put together is a list on like how to do it, and one of those is to collect every Jonesy card ever made. Um,
Yeah,
so with this, not all these are cards, but like if Agent Jones was a card, I feel like that would be a pretty big one. Um,
yeah,
as you can see, the next on the list is number two. These are sorted by most used. Surprisingly, Skull Trooper did not take first place.
yeah.
How do you feel about that?
And well, reason being, we talked about it
Yeah.
before. Like if y'all don't remember last year when we did our top 50 list, we did it a little bit different. We gave in that system we gave multipliers to OG skins, and this is the reason why. If this had the usage of
Chapter one.
chapter one, it would have been through the roof, especially in those first 5 6 seasons. So that this one is irrelevant. Usage is irrelevant for like Skull Trooper and the BKs and stuff like that. But Skull Trooper to me, uh between him and BK is tough to pick in the aspect of what I like aesthetically more
Hmm.
because first of all, both of their cards are fire, and I actually like both of them in game. I have Skull Trooper because he was re-released. BK wasn't. But Skull Trooper is high up there. Probably number two in my opinion.
So I would say like none of the in this I have to go through the whole list, but I don't think any of the Jonesy skins or their Jonesy cards are at all are good cards because of their usage. I think not
Right.
only for like Skull Trooper, I think usage across the board for Jonesy in particular doesn't mean
Hmm.
anything. It doesn't count against him. He's it's more this is like where like lore comes into it, and like
Mhm.
is Jonesy the main character? Don must have said that there is no main character. The island is, but for all the Fortnite players, he's as close as you get to like a main character.
Yeah.
My
And I no, for sure. And I think that the unique thing is we all know, I know JL loves this conversation. He might not be in here yet, but this is the thing of male versus female skin because Ramirez, on the other hand, usage is her whole game,
yeah.
besides a few, but usage is her whole thing. But the male skins doesn't get as much usage. But Jonesy, even without the storyline, if we didn't even know the storyline, we will realize that Jonesy is everywhere.
Mhm.
Fortunately, we do have the storyline that makes sense of it. But yeah, man, I think that if somebody collected all the Jonesies, I think that would be an amazing collection. I would love to see somebody do that because it just represents Fortnite so well.
Yeah, and it's not an easy task because we were just going through it and trying to find everyone because you have to kind of do your research because some of these have different hair colors. They have a mask on and things like that. Now, it's something I
Hmm.
just interesting. I said like Jonesy's the one who goes in and finds the people to bring them to the island to do whatever they need, like to fight or whatever the reason is. I don't even know if we know why he brings them half the time. But like
Hmm.
he's the one who goes out based and brings them. So that's why he
Yeah,
has so many snapshots. But it just occurred to me that the first video that we got was did not have Jonesy in it. It actually had Ramirez, didn't it?
yeah. Ramirez was the first. Yeah.
So she was
Hmm.
the first character that we were
Hmm.
introduced to. So I don't know where that
But
puts her on totem compared to Jonesy. We're more familiar with Jonesy because of all the
mhm.
cutscenes. Maybe her story
Well,
just hasn't been told yet.
that's what I like about that's what I've always liked about Ramirez, where it's like kind of unfortunately it's not the Donald Mustard era anymore, so everything's up in the air. But hypothetically speaking, if it was, that's what I liked about Ramirez because I felt like that story was untold. So yeah, but Ramirez was the first one we were introduced to, and then Jonesy. So Jonesy kind of represents Battle Royale, where Ramirez represents what was before, but we know they came from the same places when it comes to the IO. So yeah, it's kind of dope.
And if you guys, I'm sure most of you guys do, but if you don't know who Ramirez, think of Bright Bomber,
Yeah,
Bull Trooper, Dark
yeah. So
Bomber.
I mean, her list is pretty. Her list
Yeah,
is
her
pretty
list is
crazy. I
pretty comparable to Jonesy. So,
Well, the
um,
one you're not talking about is Headhunter. Headhunter is another. Headhunter
oh
is
yeah,
crazy out here.
Headhunter is another one,
Yeah.
and we can get into that one another time
Hmm.
probably. Um, so looking here, then we've got Castaway Jonesy. So like, I'm just gonna start. Should I exit out some of these?
Hmm.
All right, so he's not a
Yeah.
card yet. Um, Lieutenant Evergreen is not a card, I don't believe.
I don't know if he an S3 or not. He looked like an S3 card, but I
He
don't
did
think
look
he
like
is.
S3. That's why I was hesitating. Brainiac is. This one isn't. This is a reloaded card, so maybe I'll leave him in there. Actually, the tree might be reloaded, so we'll leave some of those. Jonesy the first. Is he the reloaded? The one in reloaded is the recruit Jonesy. I honestly
Hmm.
don't know the difference between Jonesy the first and the recruit Jonesy. Do you
For
know the?
Jonesy the first is chapter one. Recruit Jonesy is chapter two.
Okay,
Chapter
so
two.
the
Chapter two default skins.
okay, so Jonesy the first is so the one from reloaded is the chapter
Eh,
two.
Chapter two. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Then we got Elf. So let me see. This one's not a one. This one's series two. This one is series three. Dire is an interesting one. Of course, the Black Knight. We all know the Black Knight. We're not going to harp on that one. The
Hmm.
Black Knight is the most expensive Fortnite card. So Dire. Do you take into the fact that he's Jonesy? Does that like booster him at
Oh
all?
yeah.
There was just a Dire sale, one
Yeah.
thousand
Yeah.
seven hundred dollars for a PSA 10.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that. But yeah, Dyer definitely gets that credit. I think especially going if you think about it, BK was chapter two, I mean chapter one, season two, and then you go three, four, five, and then six is Dyer. So Dyer was like Jonesy's like major like tier 100 uh back into the game. And I really think that's interesting because based off of how the story unfolded later on, it shows you that he kind of was doing a lot of work behind the scenes. So yeah, Dyer definitely gets that nod.
I mean, so Black Knight was kind of the level 100 skin, even
Yeah,
though it wasn't level 100. But are we
yeah.
considering Dire
You remember what tier it was? What you
82,
got? Nope.
70. I don't remember.
70s. Yeah,
70s. What was
70.
it?
I
70
think it was.
straight.
I think it was. I no. I think it was seven. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I think
I
it
thought
was
it was 80
72.
exact, but or
It was either.
82. I thought it was
Was it
82.
70?
Someone in
70.
the
My
Richard
mind is.
might know. Someone in the
Richard.
chat let
Richard.
us know.
All you
Um,
gotta do is do a 5 second countdown. It's gonna come. It's gonna come in a second.
'Cause
Uh,
I'm trying to remember what I know it wasn't 100. I thought it was in the 80s. But so
click. Click it real quick.
Dyer being Jonesy's first. Let's see. Does it say here? It doesn't.
You know what I'm say? Oh,
It
tier
doesn't.
70. There it is. 70.
Oh, tier
Top.
70.
Right
Nice.
under legendary.
Dang, nice.
70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in 80. I don't know why I keep thinking 80. 70 seems
Yeah.
so easy. I should have gotten him. He said he does
Ah,
not know
that's a
this
good
one.
one, JT. JT. That was funny.
So with Dyer being Jonesy's first level 100 battle pass skin, I say first because I actually don't know. I don't think he has another one. Does that add any value to it?
No, I think it's just Dyer overall. Dyer, to be honest, is one of those ones where originally usage got to me a little bit when it came to like it's he's not used as much, but to be honest, his community in and out of like in the card market and in the actual like hobby is very interesting. I mean, in the community is very interesting. He's like the middle of the pack, which I thought he was lower than that. But yeah, Dyer's a dope card, and he's definitely a dope skin. He was one of my favorites at that time. It's just it was very unique. His
It
sword,
was unique
his
at the
back
time.
bling, his back bling, I wore a whole lot at that
I mean,
time.
this might be
Yeah,
one of the most used back blings. I actually didn't
yeah,
even
for
think about
sure,
that.
for
Besides the
sure.
block, I mean, now they have like hundreds of swords, not hundreds, but dozens of sword back blings. But
Enough.
This was the first one. Um,
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's a good point for back blings. Here's Warpaint. He's in series 1, isn't he?
yeah.
And
Wait, no, two. Is that two or one? I can't
maybe it's
remember honestly.
I can't remember either. Um, I could go
He,
check the list. Anyway, he's either in
I
series
got it.
1 or series 2. I'm not a fan of this one. 30,000 usage is actually higher than I would have thought. It has wish list of 13,000.
Yeah,
That's surprising to me.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. That was a pretty. It was a pretty sought after skin back then.
Matthew says
Honestly,
series 2, so he's a series 2
series
skin.
two. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that one personally. Bunker Jonesy is one that I was interested in when it first came out, mainly because this is like the first Jonesy skin that like the snapshot itself got so much attention. He had that whole underground storyline. He is basically like they were kind of trying to say that Jonesy went kind of crazy in there, but I guess it was always his snapshot.
Hmm.
So he was definitely a really interesting one. He's also the one where in game you could go and talk to him, and he knew about the outside world somewhat. Like he knew
Yeah.
secrets, but he
Yeah.
was a snapshot, correct?
Yeah.
As far as we know,
He's
but
uh
he knew about the order, even though being a snapshot. So he was a very
mhm.
interesting card. I don't have any of these, by the way, but he's definitely probably, in my opinion, he's one of the most interesting Jonesy cards.
He's up there. Yeah. I would say outside of pretty much I'm assuming this is what Dylan getting at, but this is definitely what I'm getting at. Outside of the iconic nature of a BK and of a Skull Trooper, pure storyline, yeah, Bunker Jonesy is definitely that. I just noticed that his tattoo says, I think it says "I am a banana" or something like that. The writing on his arm,
Yeah,
that's pretty funny. I didn't even notice that before. But
because
honestly, yeah, he ate. Yeah,
he turned the banana into like a smoothie and like drank them.
yeah. Now, what's crazy is to stay. I guess we can stay on storyline stuff. As of right now, it seems as though Pilly has this Pilly has this interest from the society that we're gonna learn more about. But it's what's crazy is his character development is about to go insane, even if they don't do a cutscene. So pretty much, Pilly is annoying most of the society right now. Like Pilly's annoying. Like so he's currently if you look at the loading screens, he's at Nisha's location at that time, and he's pissing them off. Like he's just literally his character makes so much sense when it comes to the way they developed him for that. And then seeing Jonesy with the beard, seeing that he's stressed out about his homie Pilly, yeah, this is pretty dope. And these kind of merges both of those moments together from back in the day.
Now, one of the interesting points, and I think Richard even alluded to it here, is I think there's two ways to think about Jonesy skins. So you have like the snapshots, like we have the
Hmm.
Black Knight and we have the Skull Trooper, where we know as a community that it's Jonesy, but it doesn't say Jonesy. So
Right,
like Reloaded, it literally says Recruit Jonesy,
right,
right? That's all it says, and that's supposed to maybe not be a snapshot. So
right.
this is a snapshot, but it says Jonesy. So there's multiple tiers to it. What's the most important? I would say
Yeah.
like popularity and stuff like that. So I think Skull Trooper and Black Knight, those are at
Hmm.
the top. But then what's next? Is it skins that literally say Jonesy, or is it the Recruit Jonesy? That's the actual non-snapshot version.
That's interesting. I mean, so the interesting thing with that is that those we were kind of talking about it before this, but what we're trying to get at without trying to go too deep, we don't want to talk too crazy, go too deep into it, but um it seems as though the Jonesies, like we were talking about before, was Jonesy coming back into the island and getting a snapshot, and then the other side is the snapshots getting a snapshot. We were talking about that,
Hmm.
and if that's the case and the way it plays out, I would have to say the ones that have the Jonesy names is next important, and then just for the iconic nature of it, then you do the recruit and Jonesy the first in there. Now, if those were in that main sets, that's a different conversation. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
the way I see it.
like here's one for you. So like Rex is not like a Black Knight or Skull Trooper in popularity. He's still pretty
Right.
infamous from being Chapter One and stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
but so his is Rex, but he doesn't say Jonesy on there.
Right.
Like, do you put ones that say Jonesy above Rex?
Yeah, if it's in the main sets, yes. Like
Okay,
if but then the iconic nature of Rex makes it tough. But if I
Rex may
had
be
to
a
like,
Rex may be a hard one.
yeah, yeah,
He's
like a
still a
mid
little bit
tier
up
one,
there.
yeah, yeah, mid tier one would be different. Rex is pretty iconic within itself. So I would have to say Rex is more important. But once you get to the mid tier ones, the ones that actually have Jonesy in it, kind of has to go above those.
So let's try to find a comparison. They were asking about Relax Fit Jonesy. Like this one says Jonesy, it says Relax Fit.
Yeah,
So what about him versus Grill Sergeant?
you
So
gotta
Grill,
you gotta go
Gr-
relax fit Jonesy on that one.
so Grill Sergeant is a Series One card, I believe,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
Relax Fit Jonesy is a Series Three card.
I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't even know he was in Series 3. I ain't
I
even gonna
believe he's
lie.
in Series Three. Um,
I don't know for sure.
Fortnite
But
Relax. Yep, there he is.
there you go. Yeah. I didn't even know that.
So which one's more important, Relax Fit Jonesy or like someone like Grill Sergeant?
That's more important, more valuable. More important, relax fit Jonesy. More valuable, probably will definitely grill sergeant. But yeah, more important, definitely relax fit Jonesy. Hands
So
down. Matter
over time, do you think that Relax Fit Jonesy, or what's the other one from Series Three?
Bunker.
Like Bunker
Oh, from Series
Jonesy,
3?
or yeah, even or let's do Bunker Jonesy,
He
Bunker
should
Jonesy, or Grill Sergeant.
overtime bunker Jonesy for sure. Like matter of fact, I'll be honest, how important he is to the storyline and being an S2, Bunker Jonesy might need a different look. I'm not talking about anything high surging, but
Hmm.
I think that it might be an underrated card in general, if we're
Bunker
being
Jonesy might
honest.
be an underrated card. I would
Yeah,
agree. So there's a lot of Jonesies in Series One. I can't remember if it's Cabby Series One or Series Two, but a lot of these, like for sure, Girl Sergeant
yeah.
and Star Spangled Trooper. Like I'm taking a Series Two shard over this one.
Oh yeah, over those, yeah. Now, obviously, we have the rarity and scarcity, but if we're talking from the angle we're talking about, um, yeah, Bunker Jonesy would probably
But well, let's
definitely
talk
be
about this.
that.
Let's talk about that rarity and scarcity for a minute. It's like let's say there are like 50 Star Spangled out there versus
Mm-hmm.
Bunker Jonesy, and let's say that one gets like who knows, like 100.
Hmm.
Are you still taking
So you're
Bunker?
saying I would
A
say so
series two
because
has
I yeah,
double. A series two has
yeah.
double the print run. Is that enough to make you want to get the series one Star Spangled Trooper or
Yeah,
no?
like if I take out the semantics of the trading and all of that stuff, yeah, I will go with Bunker Jonesy, just because of how much I love the storyline, and I think first of all, I'm not a fan of Star Spangled Trooper in general,
All right.
so
Well,
I would definitely go Bunker Jonesy.
here's another one I want to talk about is Mission Specialist. Now this one I
That's
have
different.
this one
Yeah,
I
that's
have
different.
goggles on because this is season three and I wore this one a lot. It was in the battle pass. I wore it a lot. So like
Yeah.
where does he fit?
Everybody, and to be honest, a lot of people have that story. You know, a lot of people have that story. A lot of people connect to Mission Specialist.
Hmm.
If you've seen the interview we did with Minnie Miner, and then obviously the video that we did on Cypher PK, most people have a connection to him. This one, I'm definitely taking Mission Specialist over Bunker Jonesy in hopes that I can get him later on. But I will have to go Mission Specialist first.
I had to say that too because I actually wore him
Yeah,
like a crap
yeah.
ton. Um, so I would be in the same boat. Um, but again, he doesn't say Jonesy in his name.
Mm-mm.
So, but I mean, it's him. But at the same time, it's not one of the ones that is actually Jonesy.
Go go back to Bunker Jonesy real quick. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, he might be pretty underrated to be honest.
I mean, he had a
Honestly.
big story. He had more
He did,
story.
bro.
He had more
He
story than
did.
most of the skins out there.
Yeah.
A pretty
Yeah.
creative one too. And yeah,
Yeah.
he has that whole loading screen.
Mhm.
And he's one of the characters that had the most interesting in-game conversations if you went up and talked to him.
See, he fits in the same category as Mecha Team Leader for me. Don't know exactly where to place him,
Hmm.
but the relevance is heavily there. Like he finds his place somewhere, just don't know where. But Bunker Jonesy is definitely underrated.
Now, see, now you brought up like Mecha Team Leader. Like, I can agree. Like, I like in like the comics and everything. The Mecha Team Leader
Yeah.
is so amazing. And it has that huge storyline for it, which
Mhm.
went from chapter one all the way to
Yeah.
chapter what was it, 3 or 4 for that event.
3 to
Remember the
4.
big
It was like
is
the
it in
gap
between
between
those?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's the event between those two.
But
Um,
before we move on from this though, the crazy thing is like these bro, the the storyline skins are so interesting because Jonesy, it seems as of right now, Jonesy, Pilly, and Midas has surged into the new era of story. That's
mhm.
what it seems like. Now, Midas isn't confirmed yet, and we've dealt with this 15 times before where we thought Midas was coming back and he
Although
didn't. Yeah,
with the new male skin being all diamonds and having that diamond power,
yeah, yeah,
I feel like that's a strong suggestion.
yeah. So it's interesting to see that the ones that because if you think on the Bright Bomber side, Bright Bomber was on the Lego
Uh,
side,
you,
which means
your audio went
it
out,
continues
Rob.
her icon side. Did it
You're back now, but
testing
we
testing?
missed you for a second.
Good. All right. Yeah. So the Bright Bomber side is still with the Legos, it shows that she's still iconic. But Jonesy, Midas, and Pilly being back in the storyline, even after Donald Mustard left, that has to put some cement on top of that for me.
All right, let's move on and see if there's any other. So, if you guys are trying to keep track of like what we think, I think Bunker Jonesy is a great Jonesy to collect. Um, with all the hype from Ghoul Trooper, so there was a Ghoul Trooper sale.
Yeah.
Raw, it was well definitely not 10. I was watching it. Um, Brainiac, how do you feel about Brainiac?
I'm good on Brainiac.
That's how I feel
I
too. So like
yeah.
when people so there's a series 3 Gold Trooper as well, and it's a style that nobody uses,
Mhm.
and like you have to pay attention to those things. So just because Gold Trooper from the S1 is super popular, well, that was the style that everyone uses,
Mhm.
and the Series 3 style no one uses. Same thing with Brainiac. It doesn't have that same aesthetic that Gold Trooper has. I don't know why they
Yeah.
gave him like this actual zombie look, but like I don't think he is high up on the list, at least for me. Even though he's S1, he's one that I think is forgettable.
Yeah. For
Now,
sure.
Where do you put Codename Elf?
Um, OG skin, not one of my favorites out of that. But I do know a lot of people have memories connected to him. He is
Through
within
streamers
his
mostly, right?
yeah,
Isn't it?
within himself, he could. I mean, he's technically iconic in that self, but I don't want to over abuse that word. That's why I said OG. Um,
Yeah.
he's solid though. I'll say he's solid.
Where
That's
do
what
you
I'll give.
compare him with Mission Specialist?
Oh, I would have to put him.
Feel
I would
feel
have to put
free
him.
feel free to say
I would have to
same
put him.
level if you need to.
Yeah, yeah. I would put him slightly over
Hmm.
mission specialist. Slightly though. Not by a lot.
Yeah. As you can see, he's one of the most used Jonesy skins up here. Um,
Yeah.
well, he was really used in like by like a good amount of streamers.
Now, on the other hand though, Love Ranger. Love
Evan,
Ranger had a major time. So for me, he's definitely a tier above the mission specialist and the codename Elf era, in my opinion. What you feel?
you have him over Codename Elf.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like
This the I mean the
I feel like
wings and yeah,
Codename Elf had a longer period of being on people's mind, but I think Love Ranger had a higher peak,
yeah,
if that
yeah,
makes sense.
and
There was like the season like that he came out, like everyone was using him, pretending to be trying to like be like a statue and all this kinds of stuff. Um, Card is more fire, to be honest. I mean, card
yeah. No,
wise,
that pink is
the pink is
pretty crazy.
nice.
And
I'd
on top
probably
of that,
if I put him over
go
it.
ahead.
It's kind of hard for me to pick. Like if I picked one, I'd want Love Ranger personally.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I feel like Codename Elf has more fans personally. That's what I would think.
Click their usage and no, not their usage. 11, and then
11,000
go to
wish list, 2.5 thousand fire,
mhm. Then go to code.
8,000, but there's 4,800 fire.
Yeah. So, and another thing that I like to give the Love Ranger is the same thing I give the BK. I always say this about BK. Love Ranger back bling is an entity within
Yeah,
itself.
that's true. The
If you
wings.
if you remember John Wick with the Love Ranger back bling, that was a crazy time. Like John Wick and that Love Ranger back bling combination was was pretty crazy. Obviously, people wore the back bling with other skins, but that one specifically, Reaper. My bad. I won't call it. It is actual John Wick in the game now. So Reaper and the Love Ranger back bling was pretty crazy.
And at some point, you have to take the art into account, and Love Ranger's
Hmm.
card is way better
Yeah,
visually,
aesthetically. Yeah.
aesthetically. And I don't know what the then I would look at the gem rates next.
Hmm.
But like skin wise, I think Codename Elf beats him, but I think card wise, Love Ranger wins. And Love Ranger is also legendary, which like collectors like to say it's a legendary card, so it gives it a little bit
Yeah.
more
Hmm.
hype. Are there any other ones on here? Now I saw Moisty on here. Moisty is Jonesy, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
For Richard. So where do you put Mr. Moisty on there?
Honestly,
Let's
as
compare Mission Specialist. Let's like where are you putting him on there?
I'll be honest, as much as we play around with Moisty, he comes from one of my favorite POIs from
POIs, yeah.
from chapter one. But Moisty isn't the POI. So I do like Moisty, but I would take Mission Specialist over Moisty, even though his card is fire.
Now, Moisty
Moisty card is
Myers
dope.
was one of my favorite landing spots of chapter
Yeah,
one, but I was never a fan of Moisty himself. So I would
yeah,
have to be the same. But I know there's people that like him, like Richard. So
yeah.
I don't want to take too much away from that one. I'm trying to think,
And
are there any other good ones I'm forgetting besides
go back
Rex?
down.
And there's not. If
Uh,
I'm missing any, feel free to let me know, guys.
I think Fire Out Man is an interesting one because he's so he doesn't get released back in the item shop often, but that could not mean anything. And the reason why I say that is sometimes the skins just don't do good in the item shop, and that's something that people forget about. So a skin can become rare because it sold so bad, when the last time it released. But I think Fire Out Man is an interesting one, just being S1. is kind of dope. It has a a female counterpart. So
Now,
that's
a lot
cool.
of
I
them
don't think
have
it goes
female
any higher.
counterparts too. So Love Ranger has a
Yeah,
female counterpoint. Codename Elf has a female
just
counterpart.
S1. I mean, like like Dark Voyager and what's the female for Dark Voyager?
Oh,
Um,
like
um,
Vanguard,
Yeah, Dark Vanguard, and then
Dark
you got Mission
Vanguard.
Specialist, and then the female version for that one. So those combinations that you get in S1, where both skins are in S1, is always dope.
Yeah, so Jonesy makes up a lot of the S1 cards for
Yeah.
sure. Um, I think that's all of them. I the
Now,
one thing I'll say about Far Out Man before we move on from
mhm,
him is if you're collecting and you didn't know this, most of you guys probably do, but if you're new here and you don't know this, he is one of the cards from S1 that has a verified misprint.
yep,
Um, so half of his cards, and it's not that rare, but half of his
yeah,
cards has an ink spot on the number on the back of the card. It's like a purple little ink spot, and there's two different variations of it, and then there's some
yeah,
that don't have it. But none of them are rare. Now I don't know about the hollow ones, but like the base card ones, and at one point they were selling for like $200 each
yeah,
just for
yeah.
the base card with the error. So
Interesting
I'm
times to say the least.
I know because like I was selling them because like to be honest, like I didn't care about this skin like at all.
Yeah,
Um,
no,
yeah, I mean, if you look at like the wish list and the fire, it's yeah, it's pretty obvious why.
no, it'll be it's equivalent in technical terms. It's equivalent to a bad skin. If we're being honest based off the numbers, but yeah,
So here's another one, a series one that's a legendary card.
Chomp Senior, yeah,
And like this is where like when people start collecting legendary ones and they put like if someone's trying to like trade with you or like try to like price you, oh, but it's a legendary card. In
yeah,
my honest opinion, it doesn't matter what the rarity is of the card of the
hmm
character. And this is like one of the reasons him being a legendary doesn't add to it at all.
And for context, he's talking about before we get into the conversation of rarity and scarcity and pop reports.
Yeah.
So he's just talking about purity of the card. Because obviously once you get into the rarity and scarcity of that, that can change a lot of different
So,
things.
and just to be
Yeah,
clear, besides the base cards, there's no evidence that shows that legendary hollows and legendary shards were printed less. There's no evidence to show that there's more rare cards than there are legendary cards. When you're
yeah,
talking about hollows and shards, the only evidence we have from Panini is that the base cards were printed where legendary were printed less for base cards. Okay, so I do want to be clear with the new people collecting with that, and that's kind of why like the legendary part to me doesn't matter. Now, if it comes out that Chomp Senior does not grade well, and there's very
yeah,
few tens, that's a different story because overall there's very little shards out there that we have seen. So completing a set is extremely hard in PSA 10. There's gonna be
yeah,
like there'll be only a handful of people if there's more than one or two that can complete the master set in like especially in like a PSA 10.
yeah. And last note, if Black Ash is still in here, Black Ash, what was the pro that used to wear the fin for Chop Senior? I can't remember his name, but he made that drink super popular. His name is slipping my mind right now. But if you still in here, let me know. I can't remember.
So Patty cards, no. So this is like the misconception that I've been trying to tell people is that if you look at the packs, it will tell you that the pull rates for legendary cards, but that's not the same thing for hollows and for crystal shards. There's no
Hmm.
evidence that the legendaries are harder to pull, and I've ripped like thousands and thousands of fat packs, and there's been no correlation with like whether it's a rare, epic, or legendary card. And that goes across the board. Now, for Series 1, it makes sense because there's 50 of each. It's 50 uncommon, 50 rare, 50 epic, 50 legendary that you could pull, right? Now, once you get into Series 2 and Series 3, where those numbers differ, I'm not touching that yet. We need more data on that because that's where it can get difficult to think about. Because I think it's like
Hmm.
for Series 2, there's like 50 uncommon, but only 30 legendary or something like
Hmm.
that. And that's where you can say, okay, some might be printed less. That I would agree with you. But for Series 1, there's no evidence to show that the hollows and crystal shards have a different print run between the legendary, epic, and rare, etc.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, I no, it wasn't Tifu Black Ash. I can't remember though.
The only thing I remember from the shark guy was like wanting the glider
Hmm.
with the laser from the shark. Like that's the
Yeah,
thing.
no, that was interesting.
But I wasn't about to spend like that much money for a glider.
1,500 for a glider is crazy,
I've always
especially
wanted
back
that.
then.
The
Yeah.
laser shark is pretty dope. That's the coolest thing. I'd probably buy that as a card before I bought anything else.
Hmm.
Wait, is this
Yeah.
a bundle
Oh
with
yeah.
the laser
That's a
shark?
yeah, that's a I created what they locker bundle. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I would probably I don't have a fish stick skin yet. And the more comics I read, the more I want a fish stick skin. So
That's actually my favorite. That's actually my favorite fish stick skin right there. The one you're just on. The
did he
balance
die in the
between meme and
comics?
military. I don't know if it was that one. I thought it was. It might have been. I can't remember for sure. You
Well, I know the
talking
regular
about
one
in the
died,
recent
but then
one?
there was the new comics, the Zero War.
Triggerfish.
Yeah, I think he died.
Yeah, yeah. Now that one is dope to me. I like the military plus the meme. That's a perfect balance right there.
Can anyone from the chat buy from Australia? I already know what you're looking for, Warfighter. Why you're asking
Oh
that?
yeah, yeah.
I won't blow your spot up though. So good luck with that. I
That's
mean, so
that's su- that's super niche anyway. So that's cool.
that's pretty niche, I guess. But like, what
Yeah,
if there's more of those that don't have the names on there?
yeah. Now
It
don't
might
we
be.
ain't gonna blow
It
the
might
spot up,
be.
but yeah,
It might be a smart play, to be honest.
yeah,
All right,
for
that was
sure.
all of the Jonesy ones that I think matter even a little bit. The rest I could care less about. Devastator, Hayseed, unless you're trying to complete a full Jonesy set. I think
Hmm.
that value would shoots up as a complete set. But like as an individual skin, a lot of the Jonesy skins don't matter. Like Cabby, as an individual skin, he doesn't matter. But as like a collection of Jonesies, I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and obviously this is like a little snap into what me and Dylan have been creating and working on when it comes to different type of sets that y'all can collect. Obviously, we don't have any more sets coming out, any more product at this time. So we kind of curated a couple different sets that you can put together. Obviously, if you already have the card, it's just about putting them together like a puzzle piece. But if you want something else to chase or something else to build, then you'll have some list that you probably haven't seen before.
Yeah, I mean, you can see like Jonesy. If you were trying to complete, this would be a really good one to start because
Hmm.
there's so many Jonesies already, especially in Series 1 and Series 2. So if you were going to complete the Jonesy set, the Jonesy
Yeah.
Master set, with so many of these being in Series 1, it's going to get challenging fast.
Obviously, taking BK and
Yeah,
Skull Trooper out,
even if you
it's
did the ones that didn't have masks, right? So like you take them out because they kind of have masks.
no, yeah.
Uh,
I
but
was going,
BK at
I was
least.
going more, yeah, I was going more so on if you take BK and Skull Trooper out. One thing I can say is Ramirez and Headhunter. That's a tougher task. That's a tougher task for sure.
Yeah,
That is
the Headhunter one, I feel like for sure is like going to
for
be.
sure because it crosses over to S2, which is
Yeah,
ridiculous. It crosses over to S2 and S3 for sure, like heavily. So those ones would be tough.
yeah, 100%. All right, so I'm gonna take that off.
So we got a nice little transition though. We were just talking about the rarity and scarcity, and we were talking about pull rates. Uh, you brought something up
Mhm.
before we went live. Obviously, S1 hollows versus S2 optichromes pull rates wise. So I'll let you lead that one out.
All right, so I was redesigning this page because I noticed a lot of people were finding our site through Google. A lot of people were Googling like how to collect Fortnite cards, and they kept coming to this page. So I redesigned it, and I was going through it and looking at the print runs again. And the interesting thing I found is that when they released Optichromes in Series 2, and the Fat Packs has always been the best place to get hollows and Optichromes. Always has been that
Hmm.
way. Um, Now, when I was looking at this, I noticed that you notice right away that doubled the hollows, right? So before you could get one per mega box, and you got two now. So hollows doubled when they introduced Optichromes, and I think
Mhm.
they increased them even more when they went to Series 3. But when they went to Series 3, they didn't increase the pull rates for Optichromes.
Mhm.
So we've all been like, talking about how Series 3 was overprinted and stuff like that. But at the same time, the the Optichromes are just have the same pull rates as Series 2 Optichromes
Mhm.
and Series 1 hollows.
Mhm.
And I haven't really no one's been talking about Optichromes too much, but that's kind of interesting for Series 3 is that the Optichromes have a similar pull rate, well, the same pull rate as Series 1 hollows.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I think there's probably more product out there.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, the reason I say
Yeah.
maybe is because they release mega boxes in Target, Walmart, and these other stores in Series 3. But for Series 1, they only did mega boxes in Target. But
Mhm.
here's the caveat: Walgreens sold bunches of fat packs. Okay.
Mhm.
And so did the Dollar Tree sold a whole bunch of the 6 card and 3 card packs.
Mhm.
All right. So if
Whole
you
bunch.
that, when we went to Series 3, Walgreens didn't sell any Fortnite cards. Dollar
Mhm.
Tree didn't sell any of those. So when we went to Series 3, the amount of stores selling these fat packs and stuff went way down. So it makes me think that it is possible that the amount of hollows in Series 1 is similar to the amount of Optichrome in Series 3. It's possible.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, and it's so on the Optichrome side for S3, I told y'all that my father is a set collector. So I noticed over the past couple probably the past 2 months with him trying to complete the Optichrome set for S2, I noticed it was some walls he ran into, and they some of them just don't show up on eBay for the most part, and that's why set collecting is always interesting to me because I feel like where we realize these things, they have the hunch based off of them trying to build the set, and then it's just like confirming, like, oh wait, these are actually pretty rare within itself or hard to pull. And you kind of notice that over time. But yeah, it is an interesting thing to look at, and I'm interested to see how eBay looks a year from now when it comes to S3.
and like you think about S3, but you think about S2 as well, because Optichromes, besides a couple of them,
Yeah,
like Aura, and I don't know about any other one. I mean, you guys know I pay attention to Aura's Optichromes, but any other ones that pop out for you, for like Optichrome wise, most of them go under the
yeah,
radar. Like when I was buying my Hush Optichromes, I was getting them for like $5 a piece, which
yeah,
seems like a steal to me because in Series 2 as well, they didn't have packs in Walgreens, just like in
yeah.
Series 3, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
Although there were a lot more like fat packs and those big red boxes being sold,
Yeah,
I still feel like Optichromes in general could be a lot more interesting than we originally thought.
for sure. I think, yeah, I think that would definitely be a sight to see for y'all for sure. We got a nice little troll ghetto Raymond in here.
Why is he
Yo,
saying
ghetto Raymond.
shoes? I'm not wearing shoes right now, so
Yo, yeah, I got slides on, so shoeless out here.
I'm not the. I put ghetto in timeout, man. I'm sorry. One comment per
Yo,
podcast. That's the
per
new rule.
podcast, my man's
Um.
tripling it.
So
But onto that note though, S2 Optichromes, man, in general, I know we were talking about S3 and everything like that. S2 Optichromes, that market as in like what's available on eBay and what people have been collecting and trading, I've been watching very closely, and that has been very interesting. Dang, he had a backup.
yeah, we're probably about. This has happened before. I'm gonna be ready just in case this thing goes kind of crazy.
You got out a trigger finger, bro.
I mean, if
Yo.
Rob used to be one of those guys going from midnight to the shoe stores, man.
Oh, midnight, bro. Talking about you mean
3
10 p.m. 10
he'd be
p.m.
there at
Sorry,
10
yo,
p.m.
I used to get out of work, bro, and straight there, waiting right there. Then they found out that I was sleeping at the location I worked at until I can sneak into the mall faster than everybody, and they got mad at me about that. But you gotta play the game, man. Yeah, so the shoe game was crazy.
All right,
Yo,
I just changed it so that they only subscribers can comment.
Yeah, Series 2 Optichrome full
Full
set,
set
5K
5K.
wanted.
Who wants it? Yo, that's interesting. What would so I don't know what the master set for Series 2 would go for.
Mm-hmm.
A full Optichrome set. I mean, what would
It's
the value?
interesting.
It would be very interesting. 5K.
It would
I
be.
don't know. So I do know that Black Ash was like he put up a whole bunch of hollows for sale, and no one stabbed at it. But I thought it was
Mhm.
like a really good deal, to be honest. So for like Series
Yeah,
1 hollows, like to me, the floor for a Series 1 hollow should be $15.
yeah. Um,
Just in general, any hollow. If you think about the fat pack cost, back then it was $5.99 for a fat pack. You had to buy
mhm.
four to get one hollow.
Yeah. See,
That's
w-
$20 right there.
here's the truth of it though. The real conversation is that when it comes to lots, right? It's so that because I agree that price was amazing, but now you're taking money off the table for the card you were chasing, and we're in a very finite time where cards don't pop up often. So every decision you make could cost you a year,
Yeah.
especially at that price range. But to your point, yeah, S1 based off of how hard it is to pull, and I'll even throw S2 Optichromes in there. They should not be lower than those prices. Obviously, there's some duds in there. There's some terrible skins or cards in there that we may
Hmm.
have opinions on, but when it comes to the total outlook of a set or how hard it is to get some of those cards, yeah, I don't think it's especially for S1 hollows. I don't think it should go that low.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like even now, like a fat pack now, I haven't even seen any, but like $10 to $20 for one fat pack for a chance to pull a hollow.
Yeah,
I mean, $20 is probably, and if it's a decent skin. Now, if it's one of these trash ones, like one of the Jonesies that we were talking about, and you're not chasing Jonesies and stuff like that, maybe you can dip under. But like, if it's a decent skin with a decent following, it's like I wouldn't dip. Man, like some of these prices might be too low. Yeah,
yeah.
his deal
I
was in
mean,
Facebook group. I don't know if he
yeah,
wants to be. I don't think he's selling it anymore. I think he had like a cap at like 3 a.m. or something like that. But it was basically 110 Series One
mhm,
hollows for
yeah,
2K, and
yeah.
there was some good ones in there. There was some. Was there some red knights? There
Some
was a.
there was some great ones in
There
there.
was
There was
some
like
really
three
good
pumps in
hollows in
there.
there. Ooh, there was
Yeah,
pump. Like a pump alone. Like I don't know what the going price is for a pump hollow. I really don't. I haven't looked.
yeah,
But like off the top of my head, like I wouldn't sell one for less than
yeah.
50.
No, it's tough, and I think that also on that note, shameless plug. If you're not in a Facebook group, and if you are, selling or letting something go in a Facebook group, and you want to get it to expand the eyes on there, definitely hit up the Discord. We do sales and everything like that in the Discord, and obviously recent pickups, which we'll get into later. But yeah, you can cross that just to see if you can get a couple more eyes on there because there's some people that's in our Discord that is not in the Facebook group. So if you wanted to extend your sale, that would be a great option to do.
And while you're here and talking about it, there's some really cool conversations going about Friends Collectibles. Um,
Yeah,
so like if you guys haven't been in here and looked at some of the stuff that people are doing, it's really
yeah,
interesting. Like JT is finally sending these into CGC. Dope. I
yeah.
can't wait for him to get those back. Somebody is actually grading.
Oh, all together.
No, I don't
They're
think they're
gonna do
grading them all together. I think they're gonna rip them and send them in.
because you can.
I don't know if you can grade the whole
No,
thing.
not
Like,
all together, but I thought they were gonna try to keep it together like frame wise and then grade something else. But okay, that would
I know.
be.
So what
I
they're
would just
doing is,
frame it.
so these here, this is a playing card set, but it's the full print, and you can get these from
Hmm.
Koro, and he's going to rip them and grade them.
Yeah, I have those.
Now,
That's dope.
interesting enough, I actually don't even know if I have this. I feel like I should. I'd have to go through my stuff, but
Shout out to Eduardo.
so this is from Matthew Fair. I believe he's in here. And then I thought he was talking about the reloaded Renegade Raider, so I sent him the checklist. But then wasn't talking about. He was talking about the playing cards, and there is a pop report for these already, and
What?
someone's already graded the Renegade Raider from it and got a 10.
Yeah, I
So
would love to see how that look in the slab.
Yeah, and I don't know. Matthew's in here, so I don't know exactly how big these are from this
They're very
picture. They were small, right? I thought I remember them being small. He said he hasn't decided what he's doing. He's open to suggestions, whether to rip them and then grade them.
yeah.
I like them as a set, but they would also kind of be cool in slabs, to be honest. Um,
If
they'd be
somebody
pretty
graded
cool.
Lux, let me know.
Like if I
Somebody grade
graded
that
it, I'd
Lux.
want all of them in slabs. Wait, one, two, three, four, five, six. One, two, three,
Yes,
four, nine.
substantially smaller than the stickers JT too. Like they're substantially smaller. So I'm that's what I'm saying. I'm interested to see how it looks in a slab because it's those are smaller than some of the old vintage baseball cards. Like so
Mm.
they're pretty small.
Okay, so Dill was one who was able to find the PSA link, and that deserves credit, guys, because if you cannot find the
Yeah,
like the pop report on PSA, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So like for
right.
Reloaded, it's not when you go to search for pop reload, it does not pop up. So we have that link on the Reloaded checklist. Um, I will try to add this one too, but this is why this Discord is great for people to share links and stuff like that. So shout out to Dill for doing that. Um, yeah, it's great. It's about 15 inch. Well, it's about an inch by 1.5.
Yeah, it's pretty small.
See, that's pretty small. I would want every single one. And from here, the skins look pretty dope. We got Ice King. Wait, is that focused there? We got Drift. The Renegade Raider looks nice. Black Knight. I mean, they look pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So it's another interesting thing to grade. Not investment advice, of course, just something cool. But
Rich,
that's the
by the
Discord.
by the way, Richard said he put the proto card on eBay.
Yeah, I did see that he put our proto card.
Yeah,
I mean, we
dope.
can, so I've sent out a bunch of these, and I can show you guys here real quick. So if you guys are members, I think I sent out most of them, but if you have not claimed your card, here is our card that we're giving away to our free members. We only printed 50. We're not printing more. So this is the card here. Oh, sorry. This is the card that we're giving away. So if you are a premium member, please go ahead and claim it. Most of you guys should be receiving it. Message me like next week if it doesn't come. But most of y'all, I sent everyone out that ordered theirs. So just go to Collectors Hub if you are a premium member and go to Supply Drops to order yours.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. Matter of fact, since we're already in the Discord, we can bounce right into the recent pickups.
All right. Let me go to the backup. Discord go. Now, yeah, and so like if you guys know our Discord, please post your recent pickups because this is way easier for us to go through.
Yes.
So I'm gonna start with Matthew here. We were just talking about Optichrome, and we got a
Yeah.
freaking
Yeah.
Lynx. This joint's dope.
Yeah, Link's Optichrome is pretty dope. She's one of the ones that have a fairly good amount of detail in the mask and in the suit, so it definitely stands out. That Link's Optichrome, man. Dang.
Now, Series 2 Optichrome in general stands out more than Series 3, but
Yeah,
still, I think Series 3 are pretty interesting. I don't even know what they're going for. I should have just pulled this up. Warfighter got his proto
that joint
card
looks so
in.
fire.
So
It
I'm
might be
happy
more
I'm
recent
happy how
pickups up
these
there
came
too.
out. So I'm excited to do more fun stuff for you guys.
Oh
Um,
yeah, a lot
Richard
planned.
Richard posted this on eBay apparently for $1 million. Just so
Yeah,
you guys know, like this is not created for you guys to get rich off of. It's not going to. Don't expect returns on any of this stuff, but it should be fun to collect. Ooh, smoked out turtle. Is that an auto on
that
that
does look like an auto.
sticker?
That definitely looks like an auto.
Yo, smoked out turtle. If you're in here, we need a story on this. So she's got the blaze. I believe smoked out turtle is a lady. I believe. Sorry if not, I can't remember. You got the blaze PSA 10. That's dope. I want that card or that
Yeah, that
sticker.
looks. It. You know what kills me about this? It actually looks like a vintage baseball card, and it just
Mhm.
makes it 10 times better. Like I love that card. Obviously, Blaze is a dope skin, so yeah, that's always dope to see.
And then there's this one, the llama sticker. I want that one as well. I've been looking at these stickers. I might have to jump into them. Um,
Hmm.
the question is, will Tag grade my stickers?
Probably not, but they'll get there. They'll get
You think
there.
they'll get there? I don't. Yeah, because they're
Yeah,
pretty specific on what they grade.
yeah.
Because like I said before, if I get a sticker, it has to be in a slab for me to be part of my collection. Um,
Hmm.
like this llama one would actually look sick with a SGC. To be
Yeah.
honest, I
It's
wonder if they'll
it's
do stickers.
and to be honest, the way that llama is, that's something that should have been in like the main set. Like the way just the llama
Oh my
solo,
gosh! If this was a
that should have been
series
in the main
one
set.
llama
Yeah,
cracked ice, could you imagine?
yeah. That
Um,
that would be crazy.
yeah, that would be insane. Um, so I'm gonna have to dive into the stickers at some point. Let's see what else
Yeah,
they got here. Oh yeah, so that has to be auto, okay?
yeah.
Because they
That's a
have a
Drew
Drew
Hill. Yeah,
Hill one here,
that's dope.
and this one has a cute little drawing on there. That's dope. I like that a
That's
lot.
dope.
We've got Raven fish sticks. They're
Moniker.
using all the grades over here.
Yeah, no, that's a balance right there.
Let's see here. More hollows, wild card, ravage. I swear this bunny lady, I can never remember her name. I pulled her in series one more than anything.
Really?
Yeah. She was actually my first hollow I ever
I,
pulled.
I don't know why her name's slipping my mind right now too. Dang, I can't remember it.
Yeah, can flop something
Flapjacky. Yeah,
flapjacky. Okay, yeah.
yeah,
She was the first hollow I pulled in my mega box that came with a dark bomber shard and a wild card
yeah.
shard, but that was the hollow. I remember clearly. Oh wait, this is the crystal
That's
shard right here.
yeah.
That's a series one crystal shard. I almost missed it with the lighting.
That's actually a dope box to be honest. That you got with
Oh
the
yes,
wild card
that,
dark armor. Yeah, that's
that's a
crazy.
legendary box. That was my first mega box ever. I will never beat that. Oh, I can't wait to talk about this one. We've been
Yeah,
talking about a lot
buddy.
about story. Oh no, why is it so small? It's so small. All right. Well, if you guys can't see, this is 0 point cover number 4. This is
Hmm.
signed by Donald Mustard, and he had this in his hands in his Instagram video talking about he
Hmm.
was giving it away to winners when the comics came out. So he drew on it,
Yep.
he wrote the guy's name on it, and he signed it, and then he drew the visitor. That's pretty dope.
Crazy.
And so Inky was able to buy this off of the guy who won it from Donald Mustard himself. So
Crazy.
that's pretty legendary. And if you know, it's not easy to get a Donald Mustard signature. It's not like he's
Hmm.
at events signing all the time. You can't.
Right.
He's famous enough to be hard to like find him and get autos. Like people like Drew Hill and stuff like that. They're pretty receptive, and you can get autos from them.
Yep.
Donald Mustard is not easy. He has a
Mm-mm.
big following, and he's pretty private too. So that's a major win.
And what
I'm honestly jealous of that.
So what's so dope about this? I actually was trying to get into this. Was a obviously this was one of those giveaways, and you just had to comment in the chat. I forgot what you had to comment in there, but he actually commented something. I was doing it. Obviously, I didn't win, and then he did the visitor. I was like, "Yo, drawing the visitor on there is crazy." And then Inky ends up with this one. This is dope, man. Especially because this is one of me. This is me and Dylan's one of our favorite covers as well.
Hmm.
So, I mean, this is the perfect setup right here. The visitor on
So
there, the number 4 on there. Yeah, that's crazy.
I'll talk about the cover why I think this is so important. First of all, it's Renegade Vader's first cover appearance,
Hmm.
um, if I remember correctly. And Batman is holding this stone that Donald Mustard drew, and I think that stone that he has major importance to the story. Even though Donald
Yeah.
Mustard's gone, I still think like pay attention to that stone. I think it's telling a deeper story. Hopefully we find out one day. Here's the other question: This alien, did this comic come out before the Alien season?
Yeah, but I'm not sure on that one.
I
Don't.
can't
I'm not sure on that
remember.
one. Yeah.
But if that was foreshadowing, that would be even dope. I would find out
Yeah.
if this was before the season. Because if that's true, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. That's super dope. JT's executive person.
Yeah, he's saying this
Yeah.
bottom right corner
Yeah.
does look crunched. Pressing
Yeah.
would help that. Yeah,
Mm.
JT's in the comics because like I'm over here looking at the signatures, the stuff like this, and JT's like bottom right corner that needs to be pressed. The other ones he has here. Dang, see, I love the series. I love the Italy shards, to be honest. Like,
No, that
I
joint
wish
looks
series
amazing.
two did like a different shard for
Hmm.
Italy. So the Italy and Brazil ones, um, that actually pops a lot for
It
those
does. It
franchise.
does. It's certain. Obviously, that's the case for everything, but it's certain Italy shards that pop more than others, and Nogops is definitely one of them. Like that Nogops Skull Ranger, those ones really get its just due for the shard side.
Hey JT, I don't know if he talked to you, but Inky was talking to me about who to grade with. Um, and just to confirm, unless CGC actually watches you or watches these get signed, they will not grade it as a signature
Hmm.
series.
Yeah, they have
And
to be there,
so,
right?
if that's the case, you have to send it to CBCS. That's the next
Yeah.
best alternative. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to be giving wrong information, but that's my understanding of it. So, like my signed one from Christos Gage, I think that was done by CBCS. I can't remember actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Um,
was.
yeah, it was right.
Yeah.
So let me know what you think, JT, because I'll defer to whatever you say. To be honest,
Oh, Love Ranger right there too.
we're missing some of these. Documentor. This is Kari, man. This is yellow. I don't care
The
for these
yellow man.
skins, but I will say that these skins were popular for a while.
Oh yeah.
I don't know
Oh
if they
yeah.
still are.
They're
Superheroes kind
the
of took
superheroes
over.
took away from it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, with the superheroes and those new mask skins, Capper and I can't remember the other one, the female and the male skin,
Mhm.
it's gonna be hard for some of them original styles that's like that to survive when it comes to usage with those.
Yeah.
It's too overwhelming.
I will say before the superheroes came out, this was very popular. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but the gold man is so nice. I love that one.
An,
I guess some more here.
another Yeah, another thing is those are great. If y'all ever are trying to get autos, that's a good base one where at
You're
some
talking about
point
this one?
every streamer probably wore that at least once. So that's a good one. That's a good one to get if that streamer or pro doesn't have a specific skin.
Wait,
That's a kind of safe one.
I was always under the impression that younger players were running these skins. Is that a wrong assumption?
Yeah, that's a wrong
Yeah.
assumption. Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know why. Whenever I
kind of
saw them,
across
I
the
always
board.
seemed like there was younger people rocking those skins.
Yeah,
But I didn't. I don't watch streamers like that. So,
yeah.
um,
Proto in the midst of it, love it.
I like how Proto
Love
is
it.
front and center above the shards here. But we
Yeah.
were just talking about Grill Sergeant here.
Yeah.
And then we've got this is like a Jonesy skin, and then
Absolute
Absolute
zero.
Zero there. Nice.
That
Kari's been making moves.
that
Oh
blue
look,
with the white is beautiful.
Warfighter, shout out to you again for the proto. And then we were talking about this skin too. Now we did not plan this. I did not go through this and say, "Oh, there's so many Jonesy skins in here. Let's talk about this." But
Yeah.
I wish I had brought this up when we were talking about it because this shard is nice. PSA
That
10 too.
that pink. Yeah, that pink with the just that stone. Like, yeah, that's they knocked that. First of all, that's a Drew Hill skin too, right? If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
100%. I
Yeah.
believe so. Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
Like
Pretty
if
dope.
you look at the skin, the detail they put into this character is kind of
Yeah.
crazy. Um,
Especially for that time.
Dude, looking at this, it's going up in my book. Like I
No,
think,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that one's. I kind of want that card now. I might have to get the Italy
No.
version.
Man, them pinks don't play around in S1 for sure.
Yeah, no, that's sick. And then we've got get hype. Got a PSA 9 Nogops.
Man.
Another great skin.
So for context too, it's always great to see collectors like get hype where you see them start to build that S1 shard collection. Like that is always dope. Like seeing people that are that's in that 5 to 7 range, that's strategically trying to build that collection, get stuff like this, like a Nagops PSA 9. That's nothing to look over. So congrats on that, bro.
Yeah, that's sick. And here's Richard's $1 million listing for Proto. We do not recommend this. Um, this
At
better
all.
not. At this sells, I want 10%. Okay, at the very
That's
least.
funny.
All right, that was all the pickups. It's a little bit.
Scroll up a little bit higher though. Scroll up a little bit
Uh,
higher than where you started. because people. The good thing is, thank you to the collectors that
Oh,
send them
okay, yeah, I
throughout the
see.
week. That really helps out a lot. Sending them
Oh man,
throughout
there's
the
a
week.
bunch here, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
so this January
Right. I think
7th, January
it stops
6th.
right. Yeah,
Oh man, I
fifth.
should have
It
started
was the
down here. You should have told me
yeah.
sooner. Ooh,
I
Dirty.
thought you
Wait,
were
no,
gonna go
Dirty
back
Dan
up.
did that last week. All right,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so we'll start here with North Bay. So this is Series 2
That's enough.
skin. That's kind of sick. I'm like,
Supersonic, right? Is that
I forget the
supersonic?
name of this one. It's something like that. Not a hugely like worn skin that I remember, but it's pretty sick looking to
Yeah.
be honest. That's what's like kind of cool looking at the cards. You get like a front view of the skin, and you don't get
Mm-hmm.
that in game as much, right?
Right.
So it's kind of like
Right.
falling in love with it all over again. Like this is one I'm
My
pretty
skin
sure
right
you like
there.
the skin pretty
Yeah,
well,
buddy.
and the green
I
hits on this pretty pretty crazily.
Yeah. So this was one of the ones. Obviously, it's a whole bunch of dope skins that we talk about all the time, like the focuses and elite agents of the world that I was aggressive on. But specifically, like instinct and terror and stuff. Like I think I have 8 instincts waiting to be graded. But yeah, I would this. That's a top
I
tier skin
sent you
for
some of
me
the reloaded
personally.
ones, right? Not
Of
this,
instinct.
or
You talking
didn't she
about
have like a
breakpoint?
snapshot one? Oh, Breakpoint. Yeah, that's right.
Breakpoint. Yeah, breakpoint.
Yeah.
Breakpoint.
Ooh, Spark Specialist got a PSA 10 Italy Gold Trooper. I have an SGC
Yeah.
9.5 that I'm not getting rid of either. A 10 is crazy. Um,
Yeah.
dang, that's kind of cool. I used to have a bunch of Gold Trooper Italys. I sold them. I
Hmm.
kind of want to get them back at some point to get them graded again. A 10 is indeed crazy. You got a couple
That
here. A 10 in the
that
Royal
Royal
Knight
Knight.
too.
Woo. Royal Knight, man. Dang.
The Lux Italy.
Lux.
Now we don't talk about
Wait
base
a
cards
second.
that awesome.
Uh, wait. That's a 10. Yo, let me know if who is this? Is this Sparkles?
This is
Okay, yeah.
Sparkle
All right.
Specialist.
All right. Definitely a little interested in that, so let me know.
Rob is
Just a little
interested.
bit. Yeah, I have a so I have the 10 in the base USA looks, but I don't have a 10 in the Italy one. And obviously I don't have it in Brazil either. So yeah.
So
That's
keep that
interesting.
in
All right.
mind, Sparkle Specialist. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. We don't talk about like the base cards that often,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like they were saying earlier about the rarity, legendary base cards for Series One are hard to find. All
Very
right, so like they're more hard to find than hollows from Series Two.
mm, interesting.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure if you do the math, it's something like
Well,
that.
I mean, yeah, based off our experience, I ain't gonna disagree with that because it was legendary was pretty tough.
I
It
mean,
was
we were
pretty tough.
literally all scoring
Yeah.
freaking fat packs
Yeah.
looking for legendary cards. Like the Black Knight, I know the price is down right now, but finding
Hmm.
base cards was not easy. Like
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah.
All right, we got now. I used to have an Italy Ghoul, in Skull Trooper 10
Yeah, you
shard.
said what did you snag? You snagged that at that time it was Skull
I got
Trooper and what?
a Dark Bomber 10, I believe. Wait,
Yeah.
was it a
It
Dark
was
Bomber? I
dark
think it was a Dark Bomber and a
and
Skull Trooper.
Skull Trooper, yeah.
But I ended up selling them at some point.
Mm.
You know me, I always gotta sell. Unfortunately. Cry myself to sleep. Fish sticks
Man,
is another one. Like these
Fistics.
are some epic pickups for Italy.
Yeah,
I think I
yeah.
think I think I'm going to get back into getting some Italy shards, or as you guys say, Italy cracked ice,
Hmm.
because the fish stick one's pretty cool. Wait, you got
Dang.
another Royal Knight?
I got
Yo,
the 10 and
man,
the
Sparkle
9.
Specialist has been on like a tear. Beef Boss.
Beef balls. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Oh, then we went back to the top. I was about to say you got two Mule Troopers. All right, let's see. Tomato Town Lover. Ooh, that's another one.
Mm.
Sparkle Specialist. Like I get looking at the hollows that we were talking about.
That combo crazy. Them three. That's fire.
Dude, the more I think about Series One, the more I think like Series One is the most stacked set
Oh yeah.
that there is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's hard.
That,
It's hard to miss. I feel like.
mhm. Dang, bro. Yo, I want this card so bad. Raptor, dang, that's dope. Obviously this is different because it's not so much about Raptor, even though I do like Raptor. It's more so about the content creator C Day. This is his skin, and I would love to have that in my collection based off that. So this is a dope card. Yellow hits different, especially like that golden yellow color that's in S1.
Now, someone was asking me about the ice version of this. I'm forgetting what's the snapshot of this one called? Frostbite.
Oh, oh, Frostbite. Yeah, Frostbite. Yeah.
Yeah. This is not Jonesy. Just to be
Mm-mm.
clear, they were asking me if this is Jonesy. This is not Jonesy. You can kind of tell right here through the face of the mask, but it's that's
Yeah.
not Jonesy.
Yeah, he has a Raptor has a loading screen that came out in I think chapter 1 season 4 that shows his actual face. So yeah. This one's crazy.
So
This
this
one's
was a
crazy.
trade between Rice
Uh-huh.
and freaking what do you call it?
Black Ash.
Randy and Black Ash. Dude,
Yeah.
when he was getting these signed, I was like,
Oh
dude,
my god, bro.
like we're over here, Rob and I are over here. I'm pulling out Series 3 crack
Yep.
days, because you can get those pretty like
Yeah.
focuses and stuff like that. Some reloaded hollows. Here comes Black Ash. He pulls out his binder and he's like, yo, Savage, can you sign this card? And it's like
Yo.
a US Series 1 crystal shard, and he gets it signed by Savage. And this is probably one of the nicest
Yeah.
signatures for Fortnite players I've seen on a card, but in general. So like the
Uh
composition is nice. It's pretty
yeah,
dope.
him and Cypher stand alone in that for sure.
Yeah.
Them two,
But like
they
the
have
placement
actual
too, though.
autos.
I'm talking about
Oh
like the
yeah.
placement
Oh
and
yeah.
how it came out on card,
Yeah.
how big it is.
Yeah.
Cyphers has been like a little smudgy, a little bit, but like how this came out is like beautiful in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's crazy.
that wasn't the toughest one for me to watch, even though it was tough. It's when he had Booga sign Skull Trooper. I was like, oh my heart, I
Oh
can't
yeah,
take it.
yeah.
When he did that one, I
But
was like, bro,
we
that was tough.
we can't also skip over the part that this is certified PSA DNA certified for
Yeah.
Savage, so it takes it a step further. That's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Black Ash said it's a PSA 10, by the way. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
That's
certified
insane.
auto authentic, but that's his motto is it's a PSA 10. By the way, whenever you do a
To,
trade with Black Ash, like it's a PSA 10.
yeah.
But I have heard that when he says that, it's usually a PSA 10.
To his credit, he
He's been
did do pretty
pretty
well with yeah,
he's been pretty
he
on
did.
spot though, to be honest. This green is
That
dope too.
Optichrome.
The
Yeah, that's a
Optichromes,
dope
man.
card.
The Optichromes
I'm
hit
a
different. I'm on an
yeah, I'm a
Optichrome train right now.
bro. Listen, I'm gonna eventually get this one for my
Crap.
Xbox days for sure.
So I sent an order into Tag, and I was gonna send in some like Hush Optichrome,
Yeah.
and I think I forgot. Dang,
Mm,
because I want to get some Optichromes graded. I don't know if I have any right now. Because
yeah.
that Optichrome, the way that hits that's crazy. I don't know if it's the
Yeah.
lighting, but that one's dope.
Shout out to the ones that's building that PSA 10 Optichrome set. It's a couple people out there.
Yeah,
That's gonna
I
be a
think
task.
yeah, I think it's worth doing. They're pretty
Yeah.
like
That
the color just
Zadie.
pops.
Woo. Yep.
Now you can't see it on the Tigers as much, but like the Zadie, you
Hmm.
can really see it. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's the yellow. I don't know if it's but
I
like
see
for
it.
the
Well,
lighting,
Tigress is slightly out of the light. Yeah.
yeah.
Just slightly out
But
of
you
it.
can really see it here, like over the logo and everything. It's really nice.
Yeah.
He said it's a sign. Y'all just wait. Y'all just wait when I get my cards back and I'm ripping. I bet you all gonna be watching. It's gonna be so much fun. All right, this was a recent.
This was crazy.
So this was his pickup, right? Wait,
That was his pickup, and then I think it ended up
yeah.
being a
Okay.
part of a trade with Curry.
So this is the cool thing about being in the Discord is that people see your stuff and you can do trades pretty quickly, just for all
Hmm.
chatting. So he picked up a Gold Trooper Hollow and a Raven Shard, and then later in it ended up with a trade. I think we'll get to it.
Yeah. Dang. That's crazy. Arctic Assassin double up. My goodness.
Now, if people are looking for this in a 10, does this have a low 10 gem rate?
Yes, it's a
Okay,
hard gym. Hmm.
this is a very hard gem. I'm not a fan of this skin personally.
What? Really?
Yeah, me no, I don't like this. But
Oh,
you want to
that's
talk about the
crazy.
skin? You want
Oh
to
no,
convince me?
this just brings back OG memories. This was Arctic Assassin was that skin for a while.
It's
Shout
one
out
that's
to
just always
Shifty. Yeah, shout out to Shifty Shaft. Shout out to Shifty Shaft.
it's one that's always to me just felt like, nah, I'm cool.
Yeah.
But that's just my personal opinion, so that's why I wanted to hear
Hmm.
yours.
No, yeah, this is just one of those ones that fall right into that bucket.
Where do you put her in compared to some of these other ones from that time?
Low.
So she's low. Okay, she's
Yeah,
not
low
like
compared
you're
to
not.
those.
She's not like Nog Ops.
Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah,
Okay,
she's
what
maybe
about
the,
Bullseye?
I mean, I like her more than Bullseye, but Bullseye is more of a important, highly used card skin than her. So she's one of those ones that was in a time frame. I would say it
Okay,
just brings back memories more than anything. It's not like a
because
top
I always
skin.
categorized her as like a low care skin, but if I was wrong, I
Nah,
want to make
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, Black Ash
Fearless,
like says mid. Yeah.
yeah, Fearless was the one that wore the skin. So a lot of his fan base wore her for a very long time. But yeah, this brings back memories for sure.
Man, we got some more Italy. Man, you guys, Sparkle Specialist again? Wait, is that the one that was doing the Italy ones before? Pulled the got a Black Knight 9. So
Dang.
like earlier in the week, what, you didn't have enough Italy shards, so he's like, let me get some more and pulled out the 9. That's crazy.
Yo, when a skin is perfectly centered like that for the Italy ones, it looks like fireworks behind it. That's why I really like the Italy one. It really looks
Oh, I see
crazy.
what you
That
mean.
yeah, it's kind of dope, bro. It really is, especially
You
when it's
got
really
a Gold
centered.
Trooper 8? Yo, chill, slow down, because I need to get more of these. You made me want to go and look at my freaking cards here. Skull Ranger, dope looking, love it. 7.
Yeah, that joint
Yo,
is
Sparkle
dope.
Specialists don't care. It's like 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yep.
Give me the Italy
Listen,
shard and
rack them,
PSA.
rack them up, rack them up.
The Italy Peelies are interesting. I saw some. I was like, that's an interesting play with the USA shard. What sold for
Hmm.
seven
Yeah, it would be on
thousand?
there. 7,000. Yep.
Yep.
We got a nice little sales segment too for y'all.
Leviathan PSA 9. Man, they
Hmm.
went dope. I've always liked this skin. Never wore it.
Yeah,
I do kind of want this one just to have. It's just one that I've
just to
always
have it.
liked. Just like
Yeah.
the creativity behind it, I've always really liked
Hmm.
it. I actually had that's one of the ones I bought the Funko Pop of just because I liked it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a brat here. What's in the
Yeah.
back though? Rice?
True. What is on the back?
Should the
Must
optic?
have
I need a reverse picture here.
it.
So then they did the trade. So he got Ragnarok,
Ragnar. Ooh.
and I forget that one's name, like
Vortex.
Vortex. And then
Yep.
Dr. Minter got these. He got the Raven that we
Kari
talked
got the
about earlier. Oh my
power
gosh,
chord.
Power Core, the
Yeah.
pink and purple. What a duo!
I said
That's a
Vortex. Vertex. Thank you.
Vertex. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an interesting trade. All right, then we see all these.
Yep. Now that was so crazy pickups.
Oh
We
wait.
appreciate y'all
More.
just oh my god, yeah.
Are these more coming in? Is this? Did I get those?
No, I think they loaded them in. Yeah, I think they loaded them in. Shout out to y'all for doing that, by the way. Mid
Where did
show
where did
during the
that
week,
go?
that's dope. I think you went up because I think we did Krampus last week. I'm almost positive. Or maybe I just seen it. Yeah, that was last week.
Okay. I'll
But
take it off now.
yeah, just
Oh
make
yeah,
sure it was no more.
yeah. I went all the way to the bottom. There was no more that I
Yeah.
saw. Oh, it
No,
says
but
one. Actually, it does say one new message. Let me see.
yeah.
Oh, it's still loading in. So
Okay.
when that loads in, it says download. Can I download it here? Let's see.
But we do appreciate y'all sending them early in the week, all through the week. No matter when you send them, we'll make sure we get them on the show. And sometimes if it's the segment time, you can send them during the show as well, like we have seen.
All right, that it looks like Get Hype is uploading more, but it looks like it's gonna take some minutes
Yeah.
to actually get there.
So obviously we have to talk about some sales here, man. Crazy week. Now I haven't had time to really look through sales over like the past couple months, but I kind of went back to focusing on them. And I just picked a couple out that was interesting to me here. Now, obviously, if some of these weren't completely confirmed, y'all can let me know, but I'm pretty sure they were. But if anything like that, just let us know. But Skull Trooper coming in at 2K fixed price. And then on the opposite side, Skull Trooper Italy PSA 10 coming in at 1100. Bro, that's great for both sides.
Yo, that's
Very strong.
crazy.
Yeah, very strong.
Two thousand
That card,
dollars
man.
for the PSA 9. I feel like that's up from the last sale. Am I wrong?
I'm not
I
sure
thought
on that one.
a
I'm
PSA
not sure
9
on
for
that one.
almost 2,000. I think that's gone up a little bit. That's great, and that's a great sale for the PSA 10 Italy too.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's insane. Like, what happened? I best start looking at these Italy shards, man, before they skyrocket.
Man, listen, and it's crazy because it's literally like for Italy and Brazil, it's like low hanging fruit. You know what I mean? You can ignore them like a lot of people have, but if you do get these cards and they do happen to gym, you have a great card on your hands, man. And not just when they gym, but that makes it even better, to be honest.
Yeah, no,
Then
that's
we
some
had
crazy sales. Ooh, now this is a
Pilly, man. So this was we obviously went live since then, but we for some reason we just missed it. But Pilly for 7K stays consistent, stays firm on the price. Uh what you think about it?
I mean, it's insane. It's like it's staying solid, man. PSA 10, 7,000. This
It's
market, you
crazy.
can't. That is pretty crazy. I mean, it's kind of undeniable. Like
Mm-hmm.
Keely is. It's like regardless of what anybody says, the market's going to do what it's going to do.
Yep.
Um, so it's great to see like one of those times like the market. I think Peely is one of those cards where the market really is doing its thing. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
for
So like
sure.
there was a time that we were talking about, I'm not gonna name names of cards and stuff, where like people like this one and everyone started chasing it. Um
Mm-hmm.
and then it died back down. Peely has not really had that. And Peely's just like kept being sought after, kept being sought after, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
going for crazy prices. I'd say Black Knight's like that too, but
Yeah.
Peely is definitely in that group. So that's crazy.
Yeah. And it also ties into what we talk about a lot when it comes to the buyer pool. Uh Pilly, like you said, and BK are the two that the buyer pool is very strong at all times. Like any given time it pops up, more than likely it's a buyer, and that's not the case for all cards.
You know what I like about the Peely card? Look at it. This dude's over here waving at you. Like, you ever notice he's just
Yeah,
like waving at you? It's like seven thousand
like what's
dollars.
good?
Hi. No. So
Yeah, no,
shout out
that's
to the
crazy
congrats to the seller and the buyer. That's crazy.
for sure. Facts, Curry. Yo, so I did want to point this one out because Italy cracked ice is so unique. You get three in a mega box, but SGC 10 165 is pretty strong, and it just shows you that whatever you grade and whatever you pull, it has the potential to do very well. Once graded, no matter what grading company you use, that's and I'm talking about top tier ones, PSA, BGS, SGC. We'll throw tag in there too for Dylan.
I
Those
mean,
companies, right? Oh, my bad, CGC as well.
you can mention the top three. I like Tag, but there's still
Yeah,
like the top threes. I don't think
yeah.
actually I don't even know. I would have to actually look at the numbers. It used to be PSA, SGC, and BGS. I haven't really
Hmm.
looked lately at BGS.
CGC
Oh
might
yeah,
be
CGC. So there used to be
sneaky
a
in there.
big three. Um, right now, I think there's a big four. I think Tag will make it up there eventually with
Hmm.
how consistent they're being. But there's still like I think those four are still like way more popular.
For
To be
sure.
honest,
Yo, Richard, he's no, Richard, you crazy, bro.
Tag does not decrease the card's value at all, sir.
Yeah, so obviously I'm pretty sure well over what was it? It was over 50 people watching this one. It was I think it was over 50 people, I think. I can't remember exactly.
I wish I
But
could have won a second one of these.
yeah, in the condition like Dylan said, it definitely had some
It
flaws
won't
in it.
10.
Doesn't matter
Yeah.
with Go Trooper at all. Um
I would say like probably like
7
eight, maybe. It could
yeah,
nine, maybe, without looking at it
yeah.
closely. It's also one of those screw downs.
Yeah,
So
that's the
I
scary
don't
that's a
know
scary
like
one.
what I don't know what the PSA 10 was gonna do right now, but like $740, that's a pretty strong sale, I think, for a raw one like that.
Yeah, agreed.
Pretty strong sale.
Agreed. So another this is actually one I was interested in a while back. This was West Drums. Had to pass on it for the time being, but 315 solid sell for a PSA 9. Always love seeing what the Crystal Sharp market is doing for like mid to low tier cards in the set. I
Mhm.
like this, even though I don't feel that way about Funk Ups, but I'm just talking about the way the market adjusts to them. So yeah, pretty dope.
Yeah, yeah, and I feel like that's a so I think that $200 to $300 one is like if you think about this, like if you go to like think about this in any other hobby, right? Let's take
Hmm.
Pokemon for example. The most expensive Pokemon cards that came out in like the past
Yeah,
year, I think is like the highest one was like $200 or something like that. But most of them, the good ones are like the $100 range, right? If you
yeah,
go to sports, right? So many cards and like PSA 10 and stuff like that are not 200, $300, you know?
yeah,
200
yeah,
to $300 is a really good sports card.
for sure.
And so like you're talking about a low to mid card from series 1 hitting 300, it's kind of crazy if you think about it.
No, that's a fact. And to the point of the Ghoul Trooper, yeah, Dill. I did feel this because the from what I remember, the bottom right and bottom left of Ghoul Trooper was pretty rough. From
Yeah.
what I remember, I can't remember the top left and top
I
right.
I don't know what the surface was like. I do remember there was like issues in the back corners.
Yeah,
So like
the corners
I
pretty.
wouldn't imagine like 7.
Yeah,
But you never know. It could possibly, I don't know, it could 8.
yeah, because mine's had a slight color break and on my drift, and that joint got a 6. But yeah,
Oh, did it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was
It
on the
was it.
front though, right? Because
No,
PSA
it was on the
cares
back.
more.
It was on the back.
Oh, really? Because
Yeah, it was on the back.
I know PSA cares more about the front than the back of the card.
Mhm.
So if the front looks really pristine, that Ghoul Trooper could do something. I can't remember, it was mostly the back that had issues,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
PSA is a little bit more lenient on the back.
yeah. From what I seen on that Ghoul Trooper, I would have said, strong. I mean, I would have said a weak 8, strong 7. That's kind of what I felt.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what it kind of does, and in that screw down, that
To
can
be
be
honest, I
interesting.
didn't zoom in on anything. I was watching it because I wasn't buying it, but I was just
Yeah.
watching it to see what it did.
And so
PSA 10
obviously,
dire.
ooh, Dyer went crazy.
We've been talking about dire a
1800.
lot lately.
Yeah, yeah. This is
That's a strong sale.
yeah, and it's one of those ones where it's kind of hard to he was in the middle of the pack of the air, like, so obviously he was before like skins like Pilly, right? Because Pilly came out in chapter 1 season 8, but he was after like Omega and Drift and stuff like that. But he is a very strong tier 100 skin, and obviously an amazing card, and he has a great card hobby fan base for
Yeah, he
sure.
does. He sure
It
does.
might be stronger than in game, if I'm being honest.
I think it applies to I don't think it's just centering because I think I saw some things where like I was reading the stuff and I think like even some back corners they don't take as much points off, but I could be wrong.
It's
Um
a yeah, it's an
and
eye appeal thing.
yeah, and they'll we'll see. I sent in a wide variety of cards to tag some issues, so we'll see if they let stuff slide. I'd be really interested. Make sure you're there when I'm
Yeah.
ripping them open to see. Um, I'm interested to see what I get from tag.
Yeah. So this is a great bunch of Italy shards, and obviously all of them are PSA 10s, I believe. But looking at this price range, obviously Skull Trooper is a standout. We just talked about him, but you have Sparkle Specialist at 496. You
Oh
even have
wow,
Shadow Ops 244, Ember 248. So I mean, this
hunting
is
rifle
pretty strong.
122. Ooh, the
Yeah.
AR is 390.
The look at the tack. The tack at 297. Yeah, that's pretty crazy,
Okay,
bro.
this is
The tens is
interesting. Which one are you taking? AR or attack or hunting rifle?
hunting rifle, tack AR, I think. I think that's how I will go. I think I'll go hunting
So
rifle, tack.
you would pay
Yeah.
more for hunting rifle than you would.
Only if I have the pump in my collection. If I have the pump in my collection, I want the
Yeah,
tack.
the pump is
And
out of the
then
conversation because
yeah.
pump is different. But looking
Well,
at this, what would a pump do here then? Have we not seen a pump PSA 10 sale? Italy?
not that I know, that would be interesting to see, to be honest.
You know, I sold one of my pumps. I should have held on to that a little bit more. I these prices are kind of crazy, so I mean, I'm kind of interested. You know, I'm a huge hunting rifle fan, so that's why I
hmm
was asking that question. But right here,
Yeah,
the AR did 390. So I mean, like I said, the market's going to say what the market's going to say. For some of these,
yeah,
I literally don't know. So like the hunting rifle is important to me, but I would pay more for a hunting rifle than an AR.
yeah, for sure.
So, but maybe the market says something different.
So this one hurts me a little bit. I was
You were talking about this one.
yeah. So I was bidding on this one and I lost. You know what? I knew in my gut that I kind of was under, but I knew everybody was thinking the same. I felt that anybody that knows about the Midas laser was going to go for this one because it's clean. It does not have the print line. I thought I was pretty aggressive, but I ended up losing. And I think my max bid I think was 210, and I flirted with 220. Uh, I probably should have went a little higher, but yeah, this one hurt. Oh, of course he did, bro. I figured JT. I mean, so
Wait,
I knew. Dash,
Okay,
listen,
wait a
bro, it's
minute, wait a
real.
minute. JT, you said you were out of cards, dude. Let my man Rob live.
No,
JT.
no, listen. And it's crazy. I knew. So I thought of three people off the top of my head when
Mm,
it came to the laser Midas. I felt in my gut I was gonna lose, but I'm like, I have to go for it. This is the cleanest
mhm,
Midas that has popped up literally probably since the beginning of series three. Because when series three started, I brought two Midas lasers raw that were really clean. But since then I haven't seen too many pop up, maybe one or two. But look at that, except the Midas laser. The Midas laser I'm super strong on. And I know JT and a couple others are as well. So I had to bring this cell up. It was pretty
yeah,
pretty dope.
talking about the lasers. I mean, is they're not my favorite cards, just like
Hmm.
visually, but like talking about like how rare, how hard they are to hit. Um, the distribution of like the blasters. Um,
Hmm.
where do you put them in comparison to the Optichrome conversation from earlier? So they are exclusive to blasters,
Yeah.
and
Uh
although it's hard to hit, like Optichromes and stuff, they're in every set. Um, like for like
I
the
put
Optichrome Midas.
I'm going laser on this one.
Mhm.
I'm going laser on this one. And I think it's one of those things that as time goes on, people are gonna really realize what is going on with the Midas laser. I don't think people really understand yet,
Yeah,
but because it's even we haven't seen all of them. I think there's 6 PSA 10s right now. We don't know if all the PSA 10s are without the print
six.
line. We don't.
Okay, six PSA 10s of the Midas
Yeah,
laser. We
yeah,
know
and
how
I
many
think
were
it's
graded. 40.
43 something, 43 or something like that. So it's gonna be tough. And I think once people realize what's really going on, I don't know about all the lasers across the board, but when people realize what's going on with the Midas laser, I think it's gonna get interesting real quick. And to JT's point, I felt I was gonna lose this one because I knew it was some collectors out there, but I had to give it at least a swing.
Now with Midas's cracked ice being over, I don't over 170, over 150, something like that.
100, I think so. Yeah, it's like 177 graded,
All right, so
something
with
like
his
that.
being that high, um, do you think that there are enough blasters? Do you think that the lasers are going to get the high? Do you think there'll be 170 lasers graded?
Mm-mm.
Because like
I don't. Yeah.
everyone's chasing the PSA 10 Midas. When I say everyone, not
Mhm.
everyone, but a lot of people are.
Yeah.
But that one is kind of easy to tell because you're looking for the centering on that one.
Yeah.
So it's almost pretty easy to tell if you're going to get the 10 or not.
Hmm.
Do you think it's going to make people
Yeah.
not send it in?
Possibly. I think it can be a frustrating thing. Like, like
Hmm.
if you pull that and it looks like that, it might be one that you send down the road, but you're probably more than not going to be extremely frustrated where you won't be as aggressive sending it in immediately. So it might be some that trickle in down the road that looks like that. But it's tough, man, because when you open those blaster boxes, most of them look that way. And what I mean by that is off centered or they got the bullet hole in it. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Obviously, I can go back and watch some of the videos from back then. I felt this way since the beginning, and I'm just interested to see how it keeps going.
Now, one thing I will say about these is I've had horrible luck with mega boxes. You know this.
Yeah,
That comes with
yeah,
two shards,
yeah.
right? That comes with two shards in there, and I don't think I hit a mega box that I liked. Like yeah, and I
Hmm.
ripped I don't know like 30 to 50 of them
Yeah.
over the last like two or how many year 2 years that the series 3 has
Hmm.
been out. I can imagine the people who are ripping these
Yeah.
trying to hit the one card that you want. Are there
And
any
then
other lasers that people are chasing that I'm not aware of besides Midas?
I will say this based off of knowing some set collectors, at least three. I won't say that because they're still set collecting. So I don't want to burn that up because I know it's different with set collecting. But I don't know if so much people are chasing it for the same reason as Midas. So I'll leave that one alone. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I
Okay.
think Midas stands out to me for this one. And I like you said a little while back, every laser is not going to respond this way, but a
Yeah.
lot will though. A lot will. It's
Although
a major problem.
what's interesting is like over the time we've gone through these like spikes and valleys of people chasing certain things. Like we went through the thing where
Yeah.
people were chasing hollows. Or no,
Yeah.
we went to like where everyone's chasing Black Knight base or hollows for fat packs.
Yeah.
Then there's like octagons. Then it's back to cracked ice. Then we went. Now we finally went to like a reloaded phase, right?
Yeah.
And then we may be getting into stickers and stuff like that. The longer it takes for us to get a new series, the more people are
Hmm.
going to collect. Eventually, they might be reaching that laser phase, and that
Hmm.
might be when that joint spikes.
Yeah, and for sure, and it's funny because I'm usually not like this, and I know JT is like a higher tier collector than me, but I agree with him on this. I don't go after Midas's with the print line. It's just one of those things. Knowing what's out there compared to what you see, I don't go after the Midas with the print line. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but aesthetically, it's just something that I personally can't do. So yeah, I agree with JT on this one.
So the lasers, it's really important that 10. It's kind of like
Yeah,
reloaded, where like
yeah.
unless it's a 10, it doesn't really
Or
matter.
and yeah, and if you extend it a little bit out, I think a clean 9 is dope. A clean 9
Mhm.
is dope, but the 10 is definitely the thing,
So for lasers, it's by the card, not necessarily the
not the
grade,
gray.
but by the
Yeah,
card.
that is
So
definitely.
yeah, so like if it's a 10 with the line print, like you're not as interested.
Yeah.
You're not
No,
interested at all,
no,
maybe.
no. Like I will do a clean 9 all day. But if it's a
Would you
10,
rather have a clean 9 with no print line, but maybe it's I guess somehow a little bit off center or whatever
mm,
they tagged it for, but it's a 9, it looks good versus the
mm,
10 with the line.
yeah, I'll take the 9. I'll take the clean 9 over the 10 with the line for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think that's it for the sell side. Yeah, that's it for the sell side. So those are some interesting segments. We've been flirting with some other segments that we want to do, some fun ones. Let us know, obviously, in the Discord if you have some ideas of what we can do on a week to week basis. Like we don't want to go as drastic as overrated, underrated, even though we have some opinions on those. But let us know some segments that y'all want us to touch on for sure.
I mean, I like overrated, underrated, like which skins,
Yeah,
like in comparison, which ones would we take? I think that'd be a
yeah,
cool segment, to be honest.
yeah.
See, look at people going for the 10 with the print line.
Wait, Black guys, you think it's capped that I would take that I'll take the 9 over the PSA 10 with the print line? Yeah, I that's definitely not cap. I'll do that all day
I don't
without
know, because
blinking.
like everyone we talk to, they're always
Yeah,
like, "Oh, PSA this, PSA this." I feel like a lot of people, I feel like they have like this baked in. I'm not saying you specifically. I just think people have this
yeah.
baked in PSA 10 obsession. And like I know people say buy the card, not the grade. But I think when it comes down to it, it's really hard for people to actually do that.
Well, no, this one is a glaring. This is glaring.
Yeah,
It's as glaring
I
as it
can
can
kind of get
be.
this. That's why it's a good
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
But like, there's
Like,
some nines that do look better,
oh
and
yeah.
but people would rather have the 10.
I was convinced my 9, like I'm not as aggressive as resending stuff in, but I was convinced my 9s were 10s for sure. Like for sure. It was nothing wrong with them. But I did send it in. I know it was 4 people that sent it to me. So I was like one of the first 5 to send in Midas lasers. So
Mhm.
so yeah, I definitely am a little bit stronger on that one because it's an aesthetic and an eye appeal thing that's too obvious to ignore, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that makes 100% sense to me anyway. So I think that was all the segments we have tonight. If anybody
Yeah.
has any questions or y'all have a topic you want to talk about, we can open it up.
Yep.
Usually we end around 12, but like if we don't get any other questions, we'll end it early.
Yeah.
We Rob and I had a meeting on Wednesday, so we were not able to do our exclusive content for you guys yet. If we have
Mhm.
time tonight, we're gonna like knock that out because we're still working on that
Yeah.
top 50 list. We want to refine it
Hmm.
a little bit. So you guys will get that exclusive video here in next couple days.
Yeah.
If not like this weekend, I don't know yet.
Yep.
But that's why we haven't sent it out yet, just so you guys know. But it is coming. So we had a
Yeah, for
crazy
sure.
meeting on Wednesday where we were up
Yeah,
to
yeah,
like
yeah. That was
2 a.m. meeting about the
yeah,
site and
yeah.
about what we're trying to do content wise. So
Um, what do you guys think of the Kermer? I'll go first.
go
I
our
think
first is
the oh yeah, yeah,
Richard was first. So let's answer this. What word on the 2024 comics? So if you guys don't know, there was this whole rumor that there'd be Fortnite comics coming out the first week of January. It's
yeah.
January 12th. Nothing. No news.
Mm-mm.
Donald Musk did leave after that rumor, Um,
Mhm.
but also like that was pretty early, and no other comic stuff has come up. Um, so I would not keep your hopes up for anything soon. Although I keep checking, I literally keep checking. I will say that they were all on break for Christmas break. Epic Games was on break,
Mhm.
so it's not uncommon for it to be like kind of like quiet. But
Yeah.
at the same time, that's a lot of planning. So
Mhm.
I wouldn't expect anything anytime soon, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Now, obviously, the first major update of the new year is, I believe, January 23rd, or those first couple days of the 20s. I think it's the 23rd, though. But that first update is going to have a lot in there. It's probably going to have the FNCS information in there and a whole lot more. So hopefully, we get some information within the first quarter of the year, January, February, March, on the comic side, if there is anything. But as of right now, in my opinion, it seems like Donald Mustard was the one really going to bat and putting everything he can into getting these out. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully it was a thing that they really want to do as well, and we'll see some more in the future.
Um, so Kari was saying, what do we think of the current market? I'll let you take your stab at
Yeah.
that.
What I've noticed is kind of what I've been asking from the hobby for since we've been doing this is that I kind of wanted to see some Italy and Brazil collectors start being strong on their collection and on their stance on Italy and Brazil. And we've
Mhm.
seen a couple collectors come out. Obviously, we're just looking at it today. We've seen a couple collectors really double and triple down on Italy and Brazil, specifically PSA 10s. For the overall market, though, I think like I said, I think this is going to be the year of Series 2. We'll see how that plays out. It seems like Optichromes is being adapted more when it comes to Series 2 across the board. You have some set collectors, you have some people that really love the Optichromes. And to be honest, those prices are fairly firm. Like Optichromes don't just go for cheap, especially if they're graded. PSA 9, PSA 10. Obviously, you can find some stills, but depending on the card, the skin on the card, it holds up pretty strong. So I really like the Optichrome market for S2, and seeing some collectors come out for Italy and Brazil when it comes to Series 1.
Yeah, I kind of like what Lane's saying here is like, um, it seems to have hit like a floor and it's going up in a
Mm-hmm.
healthy way.
Yep.
I mean, Fortnite cards in general. I mean, we're a small market, like a small hobby. We're still growing. We're like nowhere near the attention that like trading card games get,
Yep.
like One Piece and all those. But we're still like we're steady for like the last few years we've been steady, right?
Yeah.
We've held on to like our market a lot better than these other hobbies, and that really shows that people really love to just collect these. Like it's
Yeah.
not like built on like playing and like building decks and stuff like that. It's like people just want to collect this. So I think the way that Fortnite as a hobby is growing is extremely healthy.
Yeah. And I think that reverse, to your point, I think that reverse is very healthy as well. I think there's a lot of people that like what's going on in the game, and so they're collecting based off of that. But also on the other side, you see people falling in love with the characters on the skin that just purely collect the cards and never played the game. And I think that's the healthy balance that we need. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing happen as time goes on.
Yeah, and like the Italy Brazil tins are super interesting. It's we kind of know now that there's more Italy out there than there is USA
Hmm.
shards. But at the same time, those tins are still gonna be very, very hard to find. Like
Hmm.
there's just no way there's gonna be enough of those out there, you know,
Yeah.
especially 10 grade, right? So they're very interesting. I mean, I'll be interested to see how high they actually go. If like based on the prices that Rob showed tonight, like
Hmm.
I didn't even know like the Italy 10 AR
Yeah.
was going for so much, you know?
Yeah.
Um, that was surprising to me. Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, oh yeah. 2021 was a crazy time.
yeah, back at the height of it, it's like everyone wanted shards and no
Hmm.
one could find it, right? You just
Yeah.
literally could not find cards. Like to be like I spent $500 on an Italy Ghoul Trooper shard.
Hmm.
I remember
Hmm.
doing that, and I was just like, there was no USA ones for sale anywhere. And to
But
me, I
it,
was like, dang, I got to get one of these. So I overpaid for that big time.
yeah, it was so crazy because it was a time where I was looking for a drift. and Skull Trooper Hollow. Like this was just during my Hollow era, right?
Mhm.
Bro, them things were not popping up. Like, I mean, drift was, it just was not a thing for a very long time. Shards were even more scarce, but hollows were plentiful inside the Facebook group. But like if you went on eBay, the condition, because at this time, for context, y'all, most of the hobby was raw, if not almost all of it. I think
Yep.
it might have been some outliers like who is it, like Drew and like Eduardo, that sent in pretty early where they got a lot back during the time where people like you were waiting to get your submission back. But
Yeah. Oof, that was rough. Don't remind
yeah,
me.
listen, but once people like you, those collectors like you that was in that time frame, once y'all got yours back, that's when the whole hobby took a shift because there was
Mhm.
big cards hitting the market for at least 6 months. So yeah, that 2021 era was very interesting. And that's when Probestein was still having sales where it was like 30, 40 shards at a time, but it was the first time we seen them in forever.
See, I like how the hobby is now because we have a nice balance of like graded cards, Italy
Yep.
and USA, and then we have raw ones, and we can still have product you can actually buy sealed. Like
Yep.
this year's kind of great for us. We have like a whole variety of what we can get, whether it's reloaded, whether it's the
Yep.
stickers. It's even the Koro stuff is out there. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that you can be doing right now. Um,
Yeah.
the only thing we don't have is new product.
Hmm.
That's the only thing we don't have right now.
I, I've flirted with the idea that we should do a dedicated video to some of these companies. Just so it's out there. If they ever start searching for Fortnite cards, they got a video that's calling them out like, yo, bro, Panini, come pick this joint back up. If you don't want to do it, Upper Deck, what's good with you? Fanatics, well, if you do it right, we'll take it. But
I mean,
it's
I'm gonna have to like do a whole campaign of us reaching
that's
out
what I'm
to
telling
Epic
you.
Games, like
Hmm.
email, finding the right people, chasing people down. It's
Yeah.
like, why are we not doing more? Like, what's the plan? Like, I need to find
Listen,
somebody at Epic Games. I mean, Panini, we had
some
contacts, but that we
somebody
need
gotta
to,
have a contact, bro. Somebody
yeah,
has
we
to.
have to figure out who's talking to. I mean, somebody's gotta know. I mean, Donald Mester's not even there anymore. Can like, we need to find some people that have some kind of connection that whether they left,
Mhm.
or what.
Because to Dylan's point, if it does go in a direction where it becomes just an IP for the less for let's just call it that, we might be able to get away with a little something there if it doesn't go heavy in the storyline side where you can't really say anything and it's a whole bunch of NDAs that's
Mhm.
blocking off information and stuff. So if it goes just the straight IP route, which we would hate, but if that does happen, we might be able to get away with a little bit more and kind of talk to some people about what happened at Panini and things like that, or whatever the case may be. Something.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like, I mean, I gotta talk to somebody. Like, someone's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, we have products coming out," or "No, it's not shelved." Or whenever you ask them questions, the way they respond gives you little
Hmm.
hints of like, why can't they talk?
Yeah. And to Kari's point, this is so true. I think that even with us doing the recent pickups and like kind of bringing everybody together, see what people are doing on a week to week basis. To be honest, before this, I had no idea what people were pulling off on a week to week basis. I collect so differently, so it's amazing to see what people are doing. But I can even say, like for myself, I didn't think I would pull off certain cards that I did in 2023, so I'm interested to see what falls in my lap in 2024. Hopefully, it plays out pretty well.
Another thing that could help with us get a new set, like Lane said, people are sticking around, and cards are
Yeah.
still going for a lot of money, which shows interest. And if we keep
Hmm.
making news articles and things like that, it's going to get the attention of somebody, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and if we keep going to events where there's Epic Games
Hmm.
employees and we start bringing the cards and we start doing stuff like that, it's going to find its way up. Employees will
Hmm.
talk about it and it'll come back up, right? So as long as we stick here, we keep talking about it, we'll get a new set. I'm pretty
We'll
sure.
we'll be here.
Oh man,
See that.
Patty's almost done with the Series 3 Master set.
Hmm.
I've never tried to get a Master set. I still think I
Yeah.
will. I don't. That's
I want
such
to do it.
commitment.
I don't. I can't do a master set, but I do want to do a set. I want to do Optichrome, bro. I haven't committed to it yet, but that's the one I would do.
Not the laser.
No, not the laser because I don't like enough of the cars to do the laser for S3, but I really do like the aesthetic of S2 Optichromes that much
Mhm.
that I can do every card in there and kind of enjoy it.
Like you said, I'm gonna need to do the $1 million club. I think that's gonna be the one that I try to.
The $1 million club set is gonna be dope, man. That's an
That,
ever growing one, bro. That would be, it's the perfect set for you
it is a
because
perfect
it's gonna
set.
fall it's gonna fall in line to whatever you collect. You can close your eyes and pick a card and it'll be on par, right?
Hmm.
In the $1 million set. And then as it grows,
Uh oh,
for
you're
instance,
freezing.
Chaos Agent will be in there soon. You already collect Chaos Agent. So it'll be
That's true.
perfect. I know. Yeah, you froze too. Wait, your sound
Can you
it's
hear me?
off. Oh shoot. They're trying to get us off here.
How do you have
It's
the
a little it
outgoing
was
codes?
slightly delayed, but do it
It's
again.
delayed. It'll be alright. We only got like 5 more minutes with you guys.
Yeah.
He said once my 22 leg parlay hits, he'll buy a Series One Master set. And so it's not the $1 million
Yo.
set. So what
Oh.
Rob suggested, Kari, is since I play the game way too much and I pay attention
Mhm.
to all the skins that are used like all the time, and I wear the skins that have like the most usage. He suggested that I go after all the skins that have been used over 1 million times. So like if
Mhm.
you went to for instance, if we go
Yeah, go
to
to it real quick.
if you go to Fortnite.gg, throw it up here.
So while Dylan is going to that, Kari, this is we curated a probably over 20-25 sets that we're gonna release just for people to collect in different ways. And this is one of them. This was with Dylan in mind for sure. So yeah, it's pretty
So
dope.
to complete the set, I would need to get every skin that has a usage of 1 million or more, right? And so that would be roughly. Oh man,
What is
it's
it?
gone up a little bit.
So
42 cards if they have a card. So that's Spider
yeah,
Man. So it'd be
yeah.
Birdie, Brute Gunner,
Mogul
which I've
Master too.
reloaded.
Reloaded. Yep.
Okay, I'll do Mogul Master. Um, Damn, my Whistler's Blizzard Bell. I love that skin. Let's see.
You gotta do Dynamo Dancer.
Four, so that's five. Ghoul Trooper six done. So I got Ghoul Trooper out of the way already.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nogops. Oh man, Nogops will
Crystal
be
in there.
hard. Oh,
Dynamo.
Crystal,
Ooh, yeah. That's gonna be tough, bro.
Dynamo.
That's gonna
You
be tough.
why would you make this? Yo, no, this might be too hard. Yo,
Gotta
this might.
all you want to do is get the
I might have to
prototype
change
from
this. I'm
Black
going to
Ash.
change this to. I'm going to
Nope.
change
It
this
got
to like 2 million club. Can I do the 2 million club? Because then I can do.
you can
Then I
stop
can
there.
do. Huh? Oh,
You can stop there.
Dynamo's still in there. Oh man, a lot in
Yeah,
the 2 million.
man,
Jeez, yeah.
whoever complete that set, that's gonna be an interesting one.
Now, when you say is that like the rainbow? Are we talking like every form of the card?
Well, whatever you want to do. Like some people may
Mm,
want to do base, some people may want to do
I probably
hollow,
only do
but
crystal shard.
yeah, and the way we can do it that'll be fun is that as time goes on and as people complete them, like so for instance, you can have the highest grade or the highest form of that set and stuff like that, just like anything else.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be fun either way.
At one point, I had a whole binder page of Aura Cracked Ice.
Hmm.
I kind of want to get binder pages again. So I know if you guys watch Richard, he interviewed MC. And one of the things I
Yeah,
liked about MC ever since I met him is he was always doing a three-peat,
that three
right?
peat.
That was his thing. He was always talking about the three-peat. Oh, yeah, I can get rid of that. I already got my three-peat. Try to get him away from a card that was in his three-peat was not easy. Like I tried to get his auras a couple of times.
Yep.
But he's like, no, that's part of the three-peat. Can't do that. So shout out to Richard for interviewing MC.
Yes.
Um, but for me, I really liked filling out pages in my binder,
Hmm.
all of one skin. So I do that with base cards. So like I have all Ghoul Trooper.
Yeah.
So that might be something I might want to do again. I mean, that's a long shot now with Aura, but maybe the Opticurl. I
Yeah.
don't know. I might have to start low again. But I
Yeah.
like full pages of one character and one
Hmm.
parallel type. I always find
Yep.
that fun to flip through.
No, that's gonna be a fun one. But to be honest, like you said, a lot of these are in series too. So the Optichrome approach might not be a bad idea for doing the million usage set.
So Series 2, and Series 3, all of them so far. It's not until Dynamo that it causes an issue.
Yeah, yeah. That's when it gets serious real quick.
Yeah, that's Hey, Richard, there's a reason I didn't say anything. I'm just saying. Yes, Richard is right. There is an Aura Crystal Shard auction happening on eBay. Um, I'm not gonna have the funds to go after it, so I might as well talk about it.
Oh, you gonna let it fly?
I'm not gonna let it fly per se. I do have a freelance client. I don't know. We'll see. How many days is left? 6. I think there's 6 days and some hours left.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, I went Fortnite cards. Let's go eBay. Oh, yeah, I can see I was already. Items recently viewed. It's already there. So it's at 407 bids.
Or relist it, and that always sucks. So, the sooner eBay roll that out, the happier I'll be. Honestly.
Dang, I was trying to think when the last time. I really haven't been buying lately. I need more stuff. So I bought some pins, some auras. Auras, some hush. I was getting stuff at good deals though.
So, Richard, you said you already have to confirm yours. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, because I haven't did a Well,
I haven't
actually, the
done like an
Midas.
auction. All the stuff I've bought
Yeah,
recently have been like purchases.
yeah, I did. I mean, I put mine in on the Midas one, but I don't know if they. I can't remember if they made me confirm it or not. Now that I think of it, I'm not sure. But if they have rolled that out already, that would be great. But yeah, yeah, that was a great episode. We will see y'all next week. Obviously, jump into Discord, whether you got recent pickups, whether you just want to chat, whether you want to do any topics. Matter of fact, you can even drop polls in there. Let us know what polls you want us to do, and then we can do them on YouTube, or we can find a way to integrate it in the Discord. Whole bunch of different options and things that we can do in there. So definitely jump in there if you haven't already.
I appreciate you guys. We'll catch you guys next time.